Well, hey YouTube, it's PD Two Finger, and I'm celebrating because I just tested my test amp and it's loud. This is a Sony SSV130, which is a 100 watt 8 ohm little bookshelf surround sound speaker. It's got a oval shaped driver that's rated at 100 watts. It looks like a TV speaker. And I thought, I remember testing guitar through an oval speaker before and getting an impressive result, but this this was like the frequency response was pleasing. I played this through my multi effector, my new XMG30, um, and it was so much louder. Like I could not believe how loud it was, and it sounded really good too. So there is a capacitor in between the input jack and the speaker. There was a shielded large electrolytic capacitor. I did cut that open and look at it and then retape it up. I didn't see any numbers on it. I thought, well, I'll use it. So I don't know if that comes into play. Maybe cutting that out will give you an even better experience. I'm guessing when I build the second one, I'm leaving that in. So the second one of these, because I bought a stereo pair for $2, and like I said, if you see them, if you want to build this, check it out for yourself. I'm going to show you. But this one has a tone generator in it that's switchable input, so you can, and then these connectors here and here and here. This one is for 9 volts out. This one is the input of your circuit, and that's the output. And as you can see, I've got this ugly jumper wire. That's to simulate a circuit, because I built this amp as a test platform. So when you build, let's say you build a fuzz circuit, you'll place the fuzz circuit down here. You'll run the input wires of these connectors, the output wires here. It'll get its power from back here. You turn it on, and there's a signal generator, so it beep. That's going to go through. You check your knobs on your fuzz. Everything's wired right. Great. Then you go into this jack here with your guitar and switch over from test mode. You switch that down, and that enables you to go through the input and access it with your guitar, and then like really test it, you know. And the idea with that is because when you're initially testing, if the pots are backwards or if there's a problem and you have to troubleshoot, you're going to be hitting the guitar and then going and troubleshooting and then hitting the guitar. This way you have a built-in noise beep, and that's how you go through and flip your pot wires to make sure when you turn it righty, it increases, you know, in case you wired them backwards the first time. So it's a two timer. Like there's the built-in signal generator is one, and then two is your guitar testing. There's two modes of testing, so I call it the two timer. It's a Sony SSV130, which you see these. I see them at least a half a dozen times a year at resale, and they're always cheap. They have these a lot. So let's take a look at the circuit. It's a punch amp, which is a single chip. It's a TDA 7052A. These are, they don't have them at Tata. You can pay $4.90 and get 10 of them shipped to your house, and they're worth every penny. It's a 1 watt amp. So it uses a JFET 5457, which is a pretty readily available through hole JFET. 47K, 1M of 47K, 470 nanofarad polycap, or a greenie, 100 UF, probably 16 volt, 1N 4001 diode, 10 by 8 Vero, 2 links, 3 cuts, and then here's the chip. Speaker out, and you can patch in a volume control here. I used a set and forget trimmer, which I'm going to use on the second one too, and I'll just volume match them. So yeah, this is going to be, I'll have one that has the test oscillator, and I mean, the reason I'm building the matching pair is because it just looks so cool. I think I put these little tapees on my batteries to pull them out. and especially with the red yellow, it looks like a something you'd see in Doc Brown's office from Back to the Future, complete with the Sony logo. And having two of these to run with my stereo multi-effector is just gonna fucking rip, because these little speakers will knock your fucking socks off. They're rated at 100 watts, and I know you're laughing at me because to you, rock and roll is a dick measuring contest. And you know what? I pity you for that. Sometimes I think small before I think big. And with my back injury and living in an apartment, this is a real fun way for me to get high on life. So, sorry, David Lee Roth, Wall of Marshalls. Would you mind setting this over there? I'll see you guys soon. Like I said, I kind of pushed it today. I didn't really sleep much because I was thinking about that design last night, and then when I woke up, I worked straight through till about 5 o'clock. So I doubt I'm going to be building this one tomorrow or doing a demo video where I demo just one of them. So eventually, within the next time frame, I will do the Vero and install it. It's not going to be a big deal. This other build was it was quite a build. To do it all by myself, it was from 9:30 to 4:20, and I was just cashed by the time I was done. I broke a drill bit on my good set that my daughter gave me. So yeah, I'm celebrating, and I will have that video for you soon. Again, I don't know how it's going to translate. Like, literally, I'm going to have to load this stuff up and like go somewhere, because I can't crank two of these up in this apartment. It's too loud. I wouldn't do that to my neighbors. So we'll have to do a little mini remote, go to some parking lot and set them up on the trunk of the, lay a moving blanket down on the trunk of the Toyota and set this stuff up, and I can hit a windmill E chord for you guys. You can hear how incredibly loud it is for being as small as it is. And it's kind of heavy too when you put the batteries in it, right? Yeah. It's a really, like, I've got to recommend this. You should look for those speakers, and then go ahead and build your LM386. I'm not going to spend $5 to get the 7052. I'm gonna get LM386. Right? Everybody loves the LM386 amps, and why wouldn't you love it? It's half the power. It's not Class D. It's unbelievably noisy and has a distortion. It never cleans up. All of the LM386 amps have a distortion sound that's overlaid. And like all of those, CB, Gitter, all those guys, Cigar Box, they love those amps because they don't have to have a pedal with it. I never could keep a pedal running. Yeah, I was too busy fucking beating my mule and drinking whiskey to buy a battery for it. But with the LM386, it's so dirty, if you turn it up past 1, it's just complete square waves distortion, So at some point, when you run into a punch amp or you purchase the 7052A chip, and yeah, it's 10 times as expensive as the LM386, but it's 100 times fucking better. It's just a way, there's no heat. It sips power. It's unbelievably loud for what it does. It's super clean. And the parts count is like a quarter. It uses less components to build it than it does to do the fucking... I'm going to build me a little gem, a champ, a noisy, crickety gem. Why? Why would you play around with that? And like, I've told a lot of people who are all riding high, my amp, I built an amp. Oh, did you? Did you? Because I've built hundreds of fucking amps. And the LM386, It's horrible. It's for fucking children. And for bad, like that's if you got a kid who's bad, you punish them. This is your chip because they're horrible. They're the worst compared to a. I'll show you. Oh, you know what? Is this going to give my name up? Let's see. Is it TPA? TPA 7052A. And everybody that I've ever brought up to these, they just go, ha 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 ha. I'm going to build my little gem. Oh, are you? You stupid fucking dead cricket imp? I hope you do and enjoy all the horrible fucking distortion and shitty frequency response, sucking batteries dry in a matter of minutes. Yeah, this fucking thing, basically all you do, okay, this is a 5-volt dealio. Yeah, this is a little different. This is a mono headphone rig or something. The punch amp design is so simple. Like I said, it's got a input stage. This is a JFET. This resistor here is actually to drive the LED. So yeah, there's the speaker out. Here's a reverse polarity fucking diode. And you don't have to run these on 9. You can run them on 12, by the way. It's got a single electro. There's a 470 NF polycap or whatever you can fit in 3 spaces, a 4.7K and a 1M. And this isn't this all for biasing the JFET anyway? This stuff. So it's like, it couldn't be simpler, this design. Comparing it to, let's look up the Noisey Cricket. Let me get my little gem. Oh boy. Let me fucking get my Noisey Cricket. Yep. All the fucking parts and none of the sound. Yep. It's a fucking 5 cents for the chip. Yeah. And I'm not going to buy a TD. I can't even say what Petey was talking about. It's got this 3000 fucking HFE transistor to give it enough gain. We fucking short the pins 1 to 8 to turn the distortion on because I'm CB Gunner. That's what I do with my Noisey Cricket. Fucking moron.